1, Session 1. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia Fowler with the Office of Public Defender.
Manuel Soto Diaz with the Office of the Public Defender.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Don Brooks.
Mr. Brooks, you are here in case number 19, CF 11233. You were arrested for 6 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation on a child under 12 pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you at this time. I'm going to order that you're not to have contact with either of the 2 alleged victims in this matter or their mother or family. I think probably I should be more specific with with the alleged victim's parents. I understand that it's a family issue, so I don't want to say you can't have contact with your mother. You're not to have any contact with children under the age of 18. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor, looking at the 4 corners of the affidavit by Detective Shaw, looks like these siblings disclosed inappropriate touching by their uncle, this defendant. The victim said that he had his hand over her private parts. She was then able to identify it as her vagina, that his hand went underneath her clothes. It started when she was 9. I believe it went until she was 12. One time that he was watching them while they were moving between houses, the 2 siblings. The second victim, the younger sibling, when was asked about any inappropriate touching, she said it happened when she was in 4th grade and happened multiple times, that he ran his hand, that he again touched her vagina underneath a blanket. The mother of the victim stated that she noticed an incident where the children were in the pool. The second victim got out of the pool and the defendant slapped her on the butt with an open hand. The mother confronted him at that time over that being inappropriate. The victims were at the time both under 12 when the different incidences happened. I believe based on the 2 different victims having similar incidences happen with this same defendant, we believe the defendant should be held at no bond, and obviously all the other things that you said, no contact, no weapons, and all that.
Okay. Ms. Fowler?
The defense rest.
Okay. At this time, the state has met their burden to establish that there is proof evident or presumption great, Mr. Brooks, and at this time, you will be held at no bond as to all 6 counts, along with the other conditions that were imposed. Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name? Sir? Tell me your name.
Michael Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you're here in 19 CF 11652. You were arrested for grand theft of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Your bond is $1,000, sir. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Good morning, Jose Perez.
Mr. Perez, I saw you yesterday. Is that right?
Huh?
Did I see you yesterday?
No, ma'am.
This is 19 CF 11643. You were arrested for introducing contraband into a county facility. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond, sir, is going to be $150. You also have 19 M560. You were arrested for battery. There is probable cause for that offense, sir. I'm going going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to return to 2620 North Hiawassee Road, and you're not to have any contact.
Yeah, that's like a car mechanic shop.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can't go back there. You understand? what
Yes,
I'm saying
ma'am.
to you? Okay. And you cannot have any contact with Suleiman. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Never no weapons or firearms with her.
Yes. Also, sir, Mr. Pres, you cannot possess any weapons or any firearms, and the bond on that is $500.
Okay. You have a good day.
Thank you, sir. You too. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
My name is Robin Beth Savko.
Ms. Sapko, this is 19 CF 8194. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for the exploitation of the elderly or disabled between the amounts of $10,000 and $50,000, scheming to defraud by communication, forgery, uttering and forgery, defrauding a financial institution, and petty theft. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is $1,000. On count 3, $150. Counts 4, 5, and 6 is $100. You are not to have any contact with Annie Smith. You are not to return to 2843 Waxy Willow Lane. You were also arrested in 19 CF 6777 pursuant to a probable cause warrant for grand theft, third degree, dealing in stolen property in violation of the Florida Pawnbroker Act. I'm going to appoint the public defender in that matter. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150, and your bond on count 3 is $150. Thank you.
So 10% of that.
Good morning, sir. Your name?
Good morning.
Tell me your name, sir.
I'm sorry.
Tell me your name.
My name,
Yes, sir.
Timothy Lane Howell.
Mr. Howell, you are here in, actually for an out-of-county warrant from Polk County related to a trespass in a structure or conveyance. Your bond is $250. If you're unable to post that bond, Polk County is going to come pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get there, sir.
Okay, I can't make the bond, ma'am.
Okay, well, within the next 24, probably on Monday, Polk County is gonna come and pick you up, and you'll see a judge when you get to Polk County.
Monday,
Probably.
they'll come get me Monday.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Good morning, your name?
My name is Carlos.
Ms. Binda, your last name?
My last name is Deanda.
Deanda?
Yes.
This is 19 MM 6672. This is the public defender's motion to continue the finding of incompetence and placing the defendant on conditional release. Sure. Okay. And, okay. Oh, did we do a plea? Okay, okay. Dismiss the case. Right, I'm looking at top.
morning, Your Honor. My name's Sylvain Robitaille on behalf of Susan DiCrescenzo. May we approach quickly, Your Honor?
Sure.
Thank you.
Good morning. I see. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I have the authority to modify the county warrant. That's my only concern. I don't know any of the facts of the case in order to set a bond for her. All I have when they come in an out-of-county warrant is the teletype that confirms the warrant, the charge, and the bond amount. So I don't, and the state doesn't have any information about the case either. So I'm not comfortable modifying the bond because I don't have any information about the case.
I have no history, so I don't know because this is out of county from my perspective. You know,
Right.
I don't know.
Paige, is there a way to find out? Okay. You're welcome. What kind of business is it? For what? Oh, okay. Do you know if she has any other criminal history? They're trying to verify, I don't want to use it now or if we need to here. This is not good, this is a violation of probation. Because I don't know if she is, some people who have a violation of probation are not even entitled to a bond, and I don't know if she falls into that category or not, because I don't have any. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that.
I bet you immediately, of course, like my clients.
If I were to grant a bond, what is the amount that you'd be requesting? I can tell you that I certainly wouldn't go beyond, underneath the bond schedule on hand as of you. Big and hospital. Oh, thank you, Paige.
She's on state probation for theft of state funds. That's her only conviction, her habitual conviction.
No, there's your only conviction? Okay. I'm gonna give her a $2,500 bond. You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, we're asking for my client to be released on ROR if possible. As per the discussion we've had at the bench, you indicated that you would release her on a $2,500 bond.
Yes, sir. Based upon the information that you provided to the court, along with the criminal history that was provided, she's never failed to appear. This is her only conviction. The court will set bond in the amount of $2,500.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor. And that is my only case. May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You as well.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Daniel Anderson.
Mr. Anderson, you're here in 19 CF 11650. You were arrested for sale and delivery of Xanax, possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams, possession of cocaine, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for all of the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 and 3 is $150. Your bond on count 4 is $100. I am revoking your bond in 19 CF 11625. That will be set at none, sir. Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Jarvis Bailey Barnett.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 11669. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine with intent. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond, sir, is $15,000. Thank you. Good morning. Your name?
Tinkami and Beecham.
Mr. Beecham, this is 19 CF 10967. You were arrested for burglary of an unoccupied dwelling, grand theft, and criminal mischief pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Oh, all right, Mr. Beecham, so he's to be released then? But, Mr. Beecham, I can add conditions, correct? I don't think there's any conditions. What about the resisting officer without violence? Bonded?
I don't even have his paperwork, so that's why I don't have his paperwork.
All right. All right, Mr. Beecham, apparently your bond has been paid and you're gonna be released. All right, sir, thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Cody Bull.
Mr. Bull, this is 19 CF 11642. You were arrested for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $4,000. I'll take no action on the out on bond case at this time, sir. Thank you. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Wilgin Sherry.
Mr. Sherry, this is 19 CF 11658. You were arrested for possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, possession of drug paraphernalia, and resisting officer without violence. Sir, at this time, I am going to place you on pretrial release and appoint the public defender to represent you. Thank you.
Thank you.
She did? No? Sir, good morning. Your name?
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
My name is Muhammad Al Mahdi.
Your Honor, Priest is a refusal, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll do hers next. Mr. Almaty, you are here, sir, in 19 CF 11648. You were arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. Make sure you stay in contact with your lawyer so you know when your next court date is.
Yes,
Do not miss court or they'll issue a warrant for your arrest that will have no bond.
I'm sorry, can you repeat
If
that?
you miss court, a warrant will be issued for your arrest and it will not have a bond.
Okay.
You understand? Okay, thank you, sir. All right, this is 19 CF 11647, Thriana Creasy. I'm finding a waiver of her appearance by her refusal to come to court. She was arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, criminal mischief greater than $1,000, and resisting officer without violence. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. Bond is 1,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2, 100 on count 3. Good morning. Your name, sir?
Willie Flores. God bless you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You're here in 19 CF 11646. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of a grocery cart or dairy case. There is probable cause for those offenses, sir.
Yes,
I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir.
Thank you.
You need to make sure that you stay in contact with your lawyer's office so that you don't miss court. Do you
Thank you,
understand?
ma'am.
You need to make sure you're back.
Yes, ma'am, I promise.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Samantha Fox.
Ma'am, this is 19 CF 4812. You failed to appear for pretrial on August 13th of this year. Your bond is set at none. You also have 19 CF 11627. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of heroin, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond is 1,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2, and 100 on count 3. Thank you, ma'am. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Franklin,
Mr. Franklin?
Woody.
Sir, you're here in 19 CF 11179 pursuant to a probable cause warrant for failing to register as required 2 counts. I'm gonna set your bond, sir, at $2,500 on count 1 and $2,500 on count 2. Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Leslie Garcia.
Ms. Garcia, this is 19 CF 11671. You were arrested for fraudulent use of credit cards, unlawfully possessing stolen or credit card or debit card, fraudulent use of personal identification information, and larceny. There is probable cause, ma'am. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Period, Garrett.
Miss Garrett, you're here because your bondsman endorsed the bond, wants to come off of your bond.
Yeah, but the same thing that I'm in here for now,
Yeah.
the grand theft for the motor vehicle, I bonded out for the same thing 3 weeks ago. So it's a warrant on me that brought me to jail 2 days ago, but I bonded out on it 3 weeks ago. It's the same case, the same thing, dealing with the same car.
Come on, Your Honor. This is, I think Maggie emailed me about this case earlier. Hang on 1 second.
So I have that affidavit.
I believe
That what?
You may have no info in this case. I have 19 CF 10664.
Correct.
The state has filed no information on it.
Okay, ma'am, you'll be ROR'd. You're gonna be released.
On that.
This, on that charge. I don't know if you have any other charges, but the state has, not declined to file charges on this case, this grand theft of the motor vehicle case.
Is that the one I just bonded out for, or is it the current one today,
Ma'am,
from 2 days ago?
I don't know that you have, the only case number I have for what's in front of me is, I have one case number, 19 CF 10664. Jenny, does she have any other cases that she's here on? Okay.
There's a 19 CF 10907 case as well. She was hired on it. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, but do I still have my bonds for the cases I'm in here for now?
Let me look at something.
And no holes?
She should have gone down on that case now.
You were in here
Okay.
yesterday?
I just got here, I wanna say Wednesday,
Did I see?
and then they added this charge yesterday, but like I said,
Right, because I think your
dealing with-
bondsman came off of the old case because you had the new case. But this, right? And I took no action, and then the bondsman came off of it, but the state is not gonna file on it, so you don't have that case anymore.
Okay.
You just have the one you saw me for
Okay, so I
yesterday.
still can bond out with no holes?
Yes, correct.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
William Haynes.
Mr. Haynes, you are here in 19 CF 11656. You were arrested for grand theft, 3rd degree. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You can't return to the Walmart at 10500 West Colonial Drive, and your bond is $1,000, sir. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Hamilton.
Mr. Hamilton? You are here in 19 CF 11651. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, tampering with physical evidence, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause, sir. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You need to make sure, Mr. Hamilton, that you stay in contact with your lawyer so you know when your next court date is and that you don't miss court. Do you understand, sir? Yes? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Hamilton. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Octavia Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, this is 19 CF 11672. You were arrested for robbery with a firearm. There's pursuant to a probable cause warrant. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You are not to return to the Family Dollar at 4296 Columbia Street. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. State, did you want to be heard with respect to the bond amount?
Yes, Your Honor, we also asked no return to any Family Dollars. From reading the affidavit, it looks like there have been a number of Family Dollars besides just this one here, both here in South Florida. The victim states that the defendant came to the store, proceeded like he was purchasing a Powerade bottle. She looked up, or the victim looked up, and the suspect was pointing a black colored handgun at her. The suspect leaped over the counter, demanded she open the safe. She gave him $679 in cash. He then said he knows how the guard or armored car comes. He had her, have the victim lock the front door and waited for the time delay on the safe to expire. He was able to get away with over $2,100 in cash from the safe. There's surveillance video that was turned over to law enforcement after they did arrive. The defendant escaped through a back door. The victim identified the defendant as wearing Evans High School Trojan logo. After putting this information in the system, detectives were contacted by Homestead Police Department, where similar Family Dollar robberies had been done. Similar suspect is wearing the same Evans High School sweatshirt was seen in these other robberies in South Florida. They were able to match a latent print card from, I believe, some of the South Florida robberies, identifying this defendant as those by looking at this defendant and the surveillance, they were able to identify this defendant as the one that committed the robbery here in Orange County. Based on that, Your Honor, we believe the defendant should be held at no bond. We'd ask for no return to any Family Dollar.
Ms. Fowler?
Your Honor, we just request for the court to use discretion while setting bond and take into consideration his lack of criminal history.
Okay. At this time, I find that the state has met their burden to establish that there is proof evident or presumption great based upon the information contained in the sworn probable cause arrest warrant. I will add the condition that Mr. Jackson, you're not to return to any Family Dollar. I will not exercise discretion at this time to set a bond. Bond will remain at none. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Rain Jackson.
Ma'am, you're here in 19 CF 11655. You were arrested for grand theft, 3rd degree. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to return to 10500 West Colonial Drive. That's the Walmart. And your bond is $1,000. Thank you. I figured, Paige, because of the whole. Hi, good morning, Mr. Thompson. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. Jace Thompson, for the record, Officer of the Public Defender.
Yes, sir.
For Mr. Bianda Carlos.
Yes.
Y'all, this is just a motion for an ROR, but I did place the prior finding of incompetence just for the court's record, but I was asking for an ROR, but it wasn't in the title. That's my
Right,
fault.
Mr. Thompson, I would have denied that motion that you filed. You understand that the case on which you relied upon, the case is closed.
Well, I wasn't relying on the case, I was relying on the order. Like, he was judicially declared ICP, I believe, in that case. And I attached the order. The case was just for the court's consideration. But I believe he was judicially declared by John B. Morgan.
In
And-
2017.
In 2017, but it hasn't been a subsequent finding of competence since then.
I understand, Mr. Thompson, but there's no pending case in which he's been found incompetent in. You understand what I'm saying? Okay.
Well, the
So
fact
what-
that he was already found incompetent, I mean, per Florida law, I mean, he has to be released ROR, so.
I do not agree with that assessment, of that being Florida law. But what are you requesting of the court, Mr. Thompson?
ROR, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you spoken to Mr. Diaz at all about this case?
Yes, I have.
Sure. Mr. Thompson, why don't you come up too? State. When? Mr. Thompson, listen, I want to explain something to you. I understand if you were requesting a motion for ROR, that's what your motion should be titled. This, if you wanted to explain to me in the motion that you were simply relying on those evaluations to support your request for ROR, that would be fine. But I'm not gonna grant a motion to continue incompetence based upon an evaluation that was done in 2017 on a case in Alston County that's closed. Okay. Okay, but like, I just want to tell you for future
previous finding of incompetence, especially if it hasn't been within the last 6 months or in this particular case. Just letting you know for the future, so when you file your motions, you can put all the information into the motion. Okay? I want to see if he made it to court in Judge Johnson's case or whatever the other case was. Okay, so this is great. Okay, so when I look in Odyssey, I see that there's a competency status hearing set in October. Okay, what's going on between now and October? Based on what? But this is like the cart for the horse. So I didn't see an order appointing anyone to evaluate him. Who's evaluating him between now and October? So you're doing a confidential evaluation? You already did it, or you're going to do it?
We already did it. I included it in my motion. It's right there. It's already been filed.
Is that occurred within the last 6 months?
I didn't have that.
Yeah, February 29th.
No, I didn't see that. Can I see that? So he still can't opine as to permanency because he doesn't have the right record. So I'm sure you've done a request to get his school records, right? What is this one? August? Yes. So, okay, all right.
What's the date of that?
February 6th. So it's 6 months. All right. I didn't have the benefit of this, Mr. Thompson, when I was reviewing everything. All I had was the Osceola County, and there's an old Danziger evaluation from Osceola County too. I'm not gonna make any findings about competency down here. It would be an ROR order, and that can be handled when the case is filed. But I knew we need a plan. So, we don't have an address. Jace, was he in court in Judge Johnson's courtroom? Did he make it to court? How did it get set for October?
Typically when they're at ICT,
Yeah. That's not it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, I can live with that. Okay. You want to prepare an order and send it to me? Okay, thank you. Okay. Yeah. Is that yours? All right, Mr. Deanda, your attorneys are gonna
Yes.
prepare an order for me, outlining the conditions of your release. One of those conditions are gonna be, I know Mr. Diaz gave you his phone number, and he's told you that you need to call him upon, your release from the jail to let him know what your address is, and to figure out how you're gonna make your future court dates,
I will.
okay? I'm gonna set a status date with Mr. Diaz, and I'm gonna ask him, if you called him
Okay.
upon your release, I'll give you 2 days to call him and to get home
Okay.
and get settled. You gotta call him within 2 days of your release. If he comes back to court and he tells me that you didn't call him, I'm gonna issue a capias or a warrant for your arrest. Do you understand, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Ryan Mora?
Mr. Mora, you're here in 18 CF 10095. You failed to appear for a status hearing on June 24th of 2019. Your bond, sir, is set at none. You also have 18 CF 10100. You failed to appear, excuse me, for a status hearing on June 24th of 2019. Your bond in that matter is also set at none. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you in both cases if they weren't previously appointed, and you'll have to talk to your attorneys about getting a bond motion set.
Okay,
Okay,
I
thank you.
believe I do have an attorney, Stephen Graves, for that, public defender.
Steve Graves is a public defender?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
then he
Okay,
said-
then get in contact with Mr. Graves and he'll be able to help you out.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Ron Paramore.
Mr. Paramore, this is 19 CF 11673. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for burglary of an occupied conveyance and grand theft.
Huh?
We okay?
This
Pay
one too
attention.
tight. I can't.
Pay
My
attention.
arms caught.
Pay attention.
Mr. Paramore, can we keep going or do you need to leave?
I need to leave. 'Cause
All right, we'll reset your case. Thank you, sir. Here's a bond. We can reset it. Come on. See Judge Marsh. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Arlise Porras.
Ms. Porras, this is 19 CF 11641. You were arrested for possession of fentanyl and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause, ma'am. I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time, but you are going to be randomly drug tested through pretrial release. Make sure you comply with that. If not, I'll issue a warrant for your arrest, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Wilfredo Rosario Ortiz.
Jesus Christi is medical, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll reset this gentleman. And then what about Mr. Pitt?
Joseph Pitt is downtown Portland.
Okay, we'll reset Mr. Pitt. Do you know what Mr. Pitt's downtown for? Do we know? Oh, okay. I'm gonna call Mr. Pitt's case, 19 CF 11637. He was arrested for driving a license suspended with 2 prior convictions. There's probable cause for that. I'm going to appoint the public defender. I'm gonna release Mr. Pitt's ROR.
I'm sorry, what was he downtown for?
Child support.
Child support.
Sir, I apologize. Tell me your name again, please.
Wilfredo Rosario Ortiz.
Thank you, sir. You were arrested in 19 CF 11645 for retail theft of more than $300 and petty theft. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Sir, you can't return to the target at 4750 Millennial Boulevard. Your bond is going to be $2,500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. I'm not going to take any action on your out on bond case at this time. Thank you, sir. Paige, how come no history will be found? Why would it just come up with nothing, the actual, for this? There's no criminal history, okay. Sir, good morning, your name?
Chase Swift.
Mr. Swift, Paige, if he was interviewed, he could possibly qualify for pretrial release, yes?
He does qualify.
He does? Okay. This is 19 CF 11653. Sir, you were arrested for carrying a concealed firearm, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. You also have a citation for reckless driving, 19 CT 6048, for which there's also probable cause. I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir. Your affidavit for insolvency states that you make $650 per week. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, that's your take-home pay?
Yes, ma'am.
You have no children or family members that you take care of?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you're gonna need to hire a lawyer to help you with this case. You don't qualify for the public defender. You need to try to do that before you go back to your next court date. If you are unable to hire a lawyer, let the judge know what steps you took to try to hire an attorney, and they'll be able to revisit the issue with you at that time. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Richard Tomlin, second.
Mr. Tomlin, you are here in 19 CF 11644. You were arrested for retail theft and petty theft. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You cannot return to the Target. Yeah, the Target at 4750 Millennia Boulevard. Your bond on count 1, sir, is gonna be $2,500. Your bond on count 2 is $100, and I'll take no action on your out on bond case at this time. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Willie Asiego.
Sir, you are here on an out on bond, or sorry, out of county warrant. Let's see the, yeah, Polk. Sir, this is a Polk County warrant for driving while license suspended. Your bond on that is currently set at none. Polk County is gonna come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there. I'll take no action on your Orange County out on bond case at this time, sir. Thank you. Huh? Oh, he's acquitted on it? Good morning, your name?
Kevin Campana.
Sir, you are here for an out-of-county on-view violation of probation case. There is probable cause, sir. At this time, your bond will be set at none. You have 3 cases that you're on probation for, it appears. The violations alleged are the same, sir. It's alleged that you failed to report to your probation officer for the months of June and July, and that you were not in contact with your probation officer, and that you also tested positive for cocaine, marijuana, and benzodiazepines. So bond will be set at none on all 3 of the cases, sir, and Volusia County will come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there. All right, thank you. Sir, good morning, your name?
Jesse Ramos.
Mr. Ramos, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Martin County related to the offense of battery on a person 65 years or older. There is no bond, sir. Martin County is going to come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay.
Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Carlene Cadet.
All right, just one second. What about, do you have a DOC, hearing for Lenny Caldwell? That's 19 CF 7216.
He's here, they were, knocked after these.
Oh, okay, no, and same with Jonathan Jones?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry, ma'am, tell me your name again?
Carlene Cadet.
All right, this is 19 MM 6328. This is your motion for non-monetary release conditions. Go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
Oh, yes, Your Honor, the state has no objection.
Okay. Just give me a minute. Paige, could I have her history and failures to appear, please?
She has 1 felony, 5 misdemeanors, no failure to appears.
What are the
Her last
felonies?
conviction was for trespassing May of this year.
Okay. What were the felonies?
Just the one. Solicit to deliver cocaine.
Okay.
The one felony,
Okay. And the last conviction was for trespassing this year?
May of this year.
Ms. Cadet, I'm gonna grant your motion at this time. You are not to return to Walmart.
Okay.
You are to stay in contact with your attorney. You're not to possess or consume any illegal drugs, and you're to appear for all court dates. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Christopher Kirshner.
This is 19 MM 6549. This is a motion for non-monetary release conditions.
Your Honor, the state has no objection to pretrial release. We would ask for an ROR. My client has informed me that upon his release that he's going to check in immediately to Aspire. That's for the court's consideration. But
Concern was that he refused to be interviewed for pretrial when he originally came in.
Okay.
That's it.
Two things. I don't know that you can check into Aspire. I'm not sure like what program or what that would be. But I definitely need more information, Mr. Thompson, and more facts.
I'm prepared to go forth with it.
Okay.
Can I have a moment to confer with my client?
Sure.
I have my client sworn in, Your Honor.
Okay.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yeah, I do.
Mr. Kirshner, where do you live at this present time?
Honestly, I don't have a place of residence.
Upon release, can you live at the Homeless Coalition downtown?
Yes.
Or are you planning on going to Aspire?
Yes.
Do you have any assets of your own to pawn so you can raise your own bond?
No.
Do you have any family or friends to help you post a bond?
No.
Have you tried to reach out to anybody?
I don't have anyone's number.
You haven't contacted a bail bondsman either, am I correct?
No.
Are you currently unemployed?
Yes.
Do you have any money whatsoever to help you post your own bond?
No, sir.
If you're released, do you promise to stay in contact with me, your attorney?
Yes, sir.
And I gave you my card?
Yes, sir.
Do you promise not to leave the jurisdiction of the court?
Yes, sir.
No further questions, Your Honor.
State?
There's no questions, Your Honor.
All right. Paige, could we get his history and FTA, please?
Mr. Kirschner has 5 felony convictions, 1 misdemeanor, 7 failure to appears. However, the last one was October of 2012. The felony convictions consist of larceny, grand theft, dealing in stolen property, receiving money from a pawnbroker, grand theft, 3rd degree of a motor vehicle.
When was the last conviction?
Last conviction was for the grand theft of motor vehicle, August of 2017.
All right, Mr. Kirschner, I am going to grant your motion at this time. You are not to possess or consume any drugs or alcohol. You're to maintain contact with your attorney. You're going to be, you're going to have random urinalysis through pretrial release, and you're to appear for all court dates. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Lenny Charles Caldwell Jr.
Mr. Caldwell. You are here for a determination of counsel hearing in 19 CF 7216. Based upon your affidavit, sir, I'm going to appoint the public defender.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
can I ask a question?
Sure, just be 1 moment. Go ahead, Mr. Caldwell.
I've been DOC sentenced, and I don't know if there's any way to speed up the process or anything like that. I was trying to communicate to my public defender earlier, and he said there might be a way to speed things up.
Yeah, I can't really give you legal advice in terms of how you would legally do that. Your lawyer can absolutely explain that to you. I did just look up the case, though. He's been in here since May, and an information still hasn't been filed on this case. So, there's that. You do have a lawyer now, sir, and I would imagine one of them will come speak to you today.
I'm assuming the attorney will file an appropriate motion because of that.
Well, he's been sent.
Sends to DOC, so he would be sent to, I don't know if he has anything else holding him here, but he'd be sent there, and he's gonna have to come back probably, or I don't know what the state's gonna do with the case.
Have they even picked up charges?
No,
That's what I'm saying, they haven't filed any information in this case yet, since May.
Show me there's a companion case.
Oh,
So he may have been, it may be the case he's sentenced on, maybe that other case.
if that's true, maybe you could check on.
That's what it is.
He was sentenced on the companion.
The
So do you-
companion case, he's already been sentenced on.
Okay,
So my guess would be that this case fell by the wayside because the companion case he's already pled to. Or
okay,
he pled to
All
in
right.
June this year.
all right. So So, Mr. Caldwell, you'll be able to speak with your lawyers of kind of about what all of that entails and what your options may be with respect to this case, okay?
So they haven't picked up charges. Do I have a new court date?
No, sir.
I don't have a new court date?
The state's gonna let them know that they haven't filed the attorney handling it, okay?
Okay, thank
All
you.
right, you're welcome,
Honor.
sir. Are you Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning.
You are here in 19 MM 5594. You are here for a determination of counsel hearing. Based upon your affidavit, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Has an information been filed in this case?
No, Your Honor, and I, as a friend of the court, filed a motion seeking release under Rule 3.1 30-day motion. Had it added on to your docket. We could have it heard now.
I'm sorry. What's the defendant's last name?
Jones.
So I was trying to finish emailing about the other case. So you filed a 33-day motion on his behalf?
Oh, they filed a notice of non-filing of information on or before the 33rd day. The state did, so he'll be released. That motion will be granted, but we can call it now. Mr. Jones? And then in 19 MM 5594, that's the state's motion, the 33-day motion, that will be granted. I do see that the state filed a notice of non-filing of information on or before the 33rd day on 8/7. All right, Mr. Jones, did you follow all that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, have a nice day.
Thank you, you too.
Good afternoon. I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is courtroom 1, session 1, or session 2. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Kathy Kennedy Swanson on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia Fowler with Office of Public Defender.
And Manuel Soto Diaz with the Office of the Public Defender.
Thank you.
Joshua Brennan, reviews.
Okay. That's 19 CF 11668. I'm going to find a waiver of Mr. Brannon's appearance based upon his refusal to come to court. He was arrested in that matter for battery on a firefighter, resisting officer with violence, and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender on both cases. Bond on count 1 is $3,500, bond on count 2 is $150, bond on count 3 is $150, and then he has 19 CT 845, 19 CT 846, and bond on count 1 will be $100, and bond on count 2 will be $100. Good afternoon, your name?
My legal name is Anthony Casal.
Mr. Casal, this is 19 CF 11675. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine with intent to sell and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, sir. I'm gonna set your bond on count 1 at $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Lay it, Robert.
This is 19 CF 11662. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, and unauthorized possession of an identification card. There is probable cause, sir. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $100. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Marquez Porter.
Mr. Porter, this is 19 CF 11661. You were arrested for driving while license suspended with 2 prior convictions. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Sir, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance at this time. You are not to drive without a valid driver's license, sir, and you need to make sure you stay in touch with your lawyer so that way you know when your next court date is and you don't miss court.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Keith Brenton, bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Michael Ruiz.
Mr. Ruiz, this is 17 CF 12745, sir.
Yes,
You're here on a violation of probation. It is alleged that you violated your community control by failing to remain confined to your approved residence except for 1/2 hour before or after approved employment, public service work, or any other special activities approved by your probation officer, and that at 1:11 p.m. on August 7th of 2018, you were not at your residence. It also states that you were not there on 8/7 of 2018 at 2 p.m. or at 2:14 p.m. Your bond, sir, at this time is set at none. I will
Ma'am.
appoint the public defender to represent you if they weren't previously appointed. You also have a violation of probation in 18 CF 202, alleging the same violations as I just stated, sir. I'll also appoint the public defender in that case, and you'll see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days.
Ma'am, I wanted to ask the courts, I just started work on Monday at
Okay.
Hubbard Construction. My job is still guaranteed. I talked to her yesterday when I came in. I called her on her cell phone. I'm willing to pay a $10,000 bond, and I also start class. I finished Valencia and here in the county. I'm starting class at Valencia next week doing the HVAC. Ma'am, if y'all could please, I will go back home on the GPS and I will do what's right. I'm willing to do a $10,000 bond because my job is at risk. I just started on Monday making $17 through Hubbard Construction. And it's very important that I have employment. And I got permanent residence, and the incident that happened was, it was due to.
Okay, wait, I don't want you to
Okay.
talk about the incident, sir, because I don't want anything to be able to be used against you. So I understand where you're coming from, sir, but at this time, I'm not gonna modify the bonds that were set by Judge Barber and Judge Traver. You're gonna need to have your lawyer file a motion or talk to Judge Whitehead when you go see him for your arraignment. But those are the judges who need to modify these warrants, and they have the most information about your case in which to do so.
When would I be going to see Mr. Whitehead? What
In the
date?
next 7 to 10 days.
You know what date
I don't.
exactly?
We might be able to tell you, but I can't promise that will be the actual date. But it'll
When?
be close.
The 20
August 22nd, which is next Thursday. Or is that Monday?
It's Thursday.
Thursday. Next Thursday, sir.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Lynn Starling, bonded.
Okay.
And can we pass by Malachi Williams
Sure.
and Cook Sellis?
Yes.
Douglas McDowell, bonded.
Are you Mr. Tolentino?
Yes.
Okay. Sir, this is 19 CT 6056. Sir, you were arrested for driving under the influence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Mr. Tolentino, do you live here in Central Florida?
Yes.
Where do you live?
I live at 4721 Walden Circle.
Okay. Are you employed?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work at Applebee's as a cook
How long have you lived in Florida?
all my life.
All right, Mr. Tolentino, I'm gonna order that you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. You are not to drive without a valid driver's license, and I'm gonna release you on your own recognizance at this time, sir. All right, when you leave the jail, they're gonna give you a court date. Make sure you hold on to that and you show up for your court date. Otherwise, if you fail to appear, a warrant will be issued for your arrest and it won't have a bond.
Okay, I understand.
All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Justin Black, and good afternoon to you.
Mr. Black, this is 19MM 6835, sir. You were arrested for trespass. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Is there an offer for Mr. Black?
It's an adjudication credit for time served of 1 day, no return.
Mr. Black, do you want to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sign the plea form, please.
Is the public defender's office appointed, Your Honor?
Yes. Mr. Black, did you read the plea form before you signed it, sir?
I did.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
I don't.
Are you on probation?
I'm not.
Do you understand if you are not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
I understand.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 1 day time served. You're not to return to the 7-Eleven at 133 South Orange Avenue. You have to pay court costs. Those are due by August 16th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
I have one question. Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Hey, sorry. My job is actually on the same exact property as the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
It's like, from my job, I can look right into 7-Eleven. It's on the same exact property, so is it just the 7-Eleven or is it the whole property?
It's the 7-Eleven.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you can go to work, that's fine. Just don't go back to the 7-Eleven.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, your name?
Burton, Earl Burton.
Mr. Burton, you are here in 19MM 6197, sir. You failed to appear on August 8th for your arraignment. Does he qualify for, we have to have him screened for mental health PTR? Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I am going to,
Your Honor,
yeah,
may I be heard briefly regarding
What do
Mr.
you call
Burton's
it?
case? Manuel Soto-Diaz for Mr. Burton. This case is a bit more complicated than what it appears at first blush. I learned earlier that Mr. Burton was left with the impression that he did not need to go back to court.
okay.
That somebody from my office had told him that, and upon investigating what could possibly have happened to him, I think it's likely that somebody from my office told him not to go back to court, that he had no obligation to go back to court. Because this case started out as a felony. It's 2018 CF 7864. In that case, my office filed a motion asking, I believe, for RR release, or that he be placed on conditional release because Mr. Burton had been previously found incompetent.
Yeah, I see that he's got a competency hearing in that case on August 23rd.
Actually, 2019 case that I'm about to pull up.
In the case?
I believe it was originally before Judge Jordan, and that is correct. It's a Division 19 case. We filed a motion in that case asking that he be released ROR or that he be placed on conditional release in light of the previous incompetency finding. The judge ordered that he be placed on conditional release in that case. That case, the state eventually filed a information based on the same incident in county court, prompting the arraignment.
So,
So he missed the arraignment, but really there never should have been an information. The whole thing should have been stayed, at least what I think should have happened.
so what does the 19 M6197 case stem from? It comes out of one of the felony cases?
It's not a felony. It started off as 18,
I'm sorry, Your Honor. It started out as 19 CF 6122.
yes, correct.
Oh, okay, and that case no longer exists?
No, we filed a misdemeanor instead of a felony. So
Which is
it's-
this misdemeanor
Which is
case?
this misdemeanor.
But he was placed on conditional release in that case.
Correct. He was placed on conditional release.
Before an information was filed?
Correct. He was placed on conditional release. It looks like, according to court minutes, on 5/9/2019
Okay.
of this year, he's placed on conditional release. We filed an information on 7/22/2019, downgrading it from that felony to the misdemeanor. And my guess is when they set the arraignment date, they didn't realize that he was already found, that there was a conditional release plan.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of setting a status date, which is what they should have done, they set an arraignment date, which he obviously failed to.
So was he was on conditional release? He wasn't out on bond, he was on conditional release?
Correct. The conditional release plan, I believe, is the 2018 case in front of Elaine Barber. Judge Barber, she set the terms of this conditional release. And so the motion filed in 2019 CF 6122, and I just briefly looked at it, Your Honor, so I apologize if I'm.
So what if we
Judge George continued the same conditional release
Correct.
as Judge
Just-
Barber's.
Exactly.
He signed that on May the 9th.
Okay. So it got mixed up in the transfer?
Correct.
Okay, so what if we just put him back on the conditional release instead of status date? Since he didn't really fail to appear, it sounds like he,
Correct.
okay.
The bigger problem we're gonna have in the future is what to do with the two cases, but we'll figure that out on another day because.
Yeah,
The
okay.
information's been filed.
Right.
I can give you the, it says that he will reside at 18 North Terry Avenue, Orlando, Florida. Mental health treatment as needed via Aspire.
Okay.
According to that plan, he was to report to Aspire within 3 business days of his release. He is either to go to a competency restoration either through Aspire or through the public defender's office. He will not drink any alcohol or use illegal substances, and he will not possess or use any firearms. Those are conditions on the conditional release plan from before it was transferred.
From Mr. Mr. So, Mr. Jez, will you prepare me an order that is identical to the conditional release plan that was in the original CF case? And so I'll just release him with that order and we'll set it for a status in whatever division it's in. Division 63.
No, here it is. This is the order, this is the conditional release that George put on, which is the same condition, but it's a.
Which is Judge Bigney. And I'll email Judge Bigney and let her know what's going on, so that way she's in the loop.
So Your Honor, you want the order to read that we're adopting the conditions as set out in the original 2018 or the 2019
No, this is the
case?
2019 case. That's from this case before it was
Okay, I
downgraded.
see. So then it's just
The one that Judge Barber put him on.
continuation. All right.
The same order that he was out on before he failed to appear.
Okay.
That order.
All right.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Mr. Burton, your attorney's gonna prepare me an order, and once I get that and I sign it, you'll be released, sir, okay? Make sure you stay in contact with your lawyer so you know when to go back to court.
I always do, man. That's why I knew my court dates and everything.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, man.
All right. Anthony Harris?
Can we pass by Mr. Harris?
Sure.
Step up.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
Nancy Beto.
Ma'am, you're here in 19 MM 6837. You were arrested for trespass in a structure. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, ma'am. Was there an offer for Ms. Pato?
Yes, either no objection to pretrial release or a withhold of credit for time served.
All right.
She may call, I have no history, so she may call her PTD, but obviously I can't do that today. Sure.
Your Honor, she'll take the pretrial release.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Dion Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, this is 19-01459. You were arrested for urinating in public. There's probable cause. I'm appointing the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Johnson?
Communication credit for time served, 1 day.
Mr. Johnson, did you want to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sign the plea form, please. Mr. Johnson, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
I did outside.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No.
I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 1 day time served. You do have to pay court costs. Those are due by August 16th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Okay. Do I have, do I get paperwork to?
You will.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Marcelo Nogueira.
Sir, this is 19 CF 11610. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir.
Say there's no objection to PTO right now.
Okay. Sir, you also have 19 CT 6016. You were arrested for driving while license suspended with knowledge. There's also probable cause for that offense, and I'll appoint the public defender in that matter as well. And at this time, sir, I will place you on pretrial release. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
Thea Grimes.
Ms. Rhymes, this is 19 CF 11604. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy with intent and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your Your bond on count one is $7,500. Your bond on count two is $100.
100?
$7,500 and $100.
You put it down.
Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Matthew Robertson.
Mr. Robertson. You are here for an out-of-county warrant from Volusia County for a violation of probation related to possession of heroin, sir. Your bond is set at none. Osceola County will come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there. All right, thank you, sir. Good afternoon, your name?
Boris Tamu.
Mr. Chitmal, you're here in 19 MM 6787. You were arrested for trespass in a dwelling. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. Chitmal?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Feller, if he wants to resolve his case today, he can plead the court. Jenny, how much time does he have total? Two? Mr. Chitmal, did you read the plea form before you signed it, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days time served. Sir, you cannot return to 3919 Ravenwood Avenue. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court. You also do have to pay court costs, which are due by August 16th of 2020. What's your question?
It probably is relevant, but I was wondering about my personal things that was left behind once I was arrested. Yeah. Like my wallet, ID, one of the things that I had was there.
In that house?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so if I were you, I would call the police. I'll allow you to go back there one time with the police if your ID and that kind of stuff is there to go get it. Don't go back to the house without an escort, otherwise you're gonna get rearrested.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Thank
thanks, sir. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Javier Williams.
Mr. Williams, this is 19 MM 6788. You were arrested for possession of a dairy cart. There's probable cause. You were also, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Was there an offer for Mr. Williams?
Says no addition to ROR or adjudication of credit for time served of 2 days.
Mr. Williams, do you want to resolve your case today, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I just need you to sign up for me, please. Yeah. Mr. Williams, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 1 day in the, or 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for
do have to pay court costs. Those are due by August 16th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, right, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Your name?
Michelle Williams.
Ms. Williams, you were arrested in 19 MM 6785. You were arrested for trespass in a dwelling. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Ms. Williams?
Yeah.
Okay. If she wants to resolve her case, Ms. Fowler, she can plead the court. Thank you. Ms. Williams, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're
No,
giving
ma'am.
up? Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to
No,
understand
ma'am.
what's happening in court today?
I'm fine, no, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You may not return to 3919 Ravenwood Avenue. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You do have to pay court costs. Those are due by August 16th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, this is Mr. Williams, we had skipped him earlier.
Okay. Sir, good afternoon. This is 19 CF 11665. You were arrested for burglary of a dwelling with an assault or battery. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to return to 393 Merlot Drive. You are not to have any contact with Aviva Russick. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. State, did you want to be heard with respect to them?
Yes, Your Honor, this, based on the charge, looking at the four corners of the affidavit of David Gray from Philly PD, the victim pulls up to her house, the defendant is in her garage taking items that she says are hers. When she approaches the defendant, an argument ensues, and he pushes her or dives on top of her, causing her to fall back in the car. This happened in the garage. She's able to fight him off. She calls the police. When the defendant realizes she called the police, he leaves the area on foot. Says they used to live together, but they've been broken up for several months, and that he has been residing in Missouri. Your Honor, based on that, we'd ask that you find prevailing presumption grade. If you're going to use your discretion, we'd ask for a $10,000 bond, yes, and all the other conditions. No contact, no return, no weapons.
Your Honor, I would just request that you take into consideration his lack of criminal history.
The state has met their burden to establish that there is proof evident presumption grade based upon the information, the charging affidavit, including the statement of the neighbor, a witness. So at this time, I'm not going to exercise my discretion to set a bond. Bond will be, remain at none.
What?
Thank you. You'll have to have your lawyer file a motion, sir.
I stay there, ma'am. It's my
I'm
house.
sorry, so this is my decision. Thank you.
Give us a moment, Your Honor.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
afternoon. You're here in 19 CT 999. You were arrested for driving while license suspended. There is probable cause. You were also arrested in 19 MM 562 for providing false ID to law enforcement and resisting officer without violence, which there's also probable cause for. Did you want to hire a lawyer, ma'am, or do you want to see if you qualify for the public defender?
I'm sure I qualify for a public defender.
All right, that's what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes.
How much money do you make every 2 weeks after taxes?
I have 2 jobs. After taxes, I'll bring home like 7 something for both.
Okay. Do you have any kids or family members you take care of?
I take care of my disabled mother, and I have a middle school twin daughters.
Okay. Did she qualify? Okay. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, ma'am. Would she qualify for PTR? No, because of the active warrants? Okay. All right, ma'am. Your bond on 19 CT 999 is $100. Your bond in 19 MM 562 is going to be $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Mr. Harris is gonna be mental health, Your Honor.
Did we reset him from yesterday?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
No, it's not what we said.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, and we'll reset him for tomorrow. And then Ms. Sullivan,
Ms. Sullivan refused.
all right. That's 19 MM 6783. I'm gonna find a waiver of her appearance based upon her refusal to come to court. She was arrested for trespassing a structure. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public